What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again for another quick trade video. You guys are probably going to see this a bunch of times today, but a little bit of an overpayment by Rutherford and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Patrick Marleau going over there in his quest to win a Stanley Cup. It's going to be a third-round pick going the other way, and it becomes a second if Pittsburgh wins the Stanley Cup, which is a possibility anytime that Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin are on the same team. Of course, they acquired Zucker as well, and he's been doing pretty well for them. But Patrick Marleau for a third-round pick that could become a second. Obviously, if they win the Cup, who cares, right? But it becomes a second-round pick if they win the Cup, but it is a third. Again, a little bit of an overpayment. You see Nemesnikov go for a fourth today. I think some people were asking why it wasn't around the exact same value, because Marleau is much older and isn't really doing too much offensively. But again, it's veteran leadership. It's a guy that can still skate pretty well, and he can put up points. And obviously, in Pittsburgh, you go there, doesn't matter who you play with, you're probably going to end up putting up points. He's obviously a depth piece. He's going to be on their third or fourth line, probably move around a little bit if there's ever any injuries, of course. But in 58 games played, he has 20 points, 10 goals, and 10 assists. He's not too far off of in his last season with Toronto. He had 82 games played. He had 37 points with 16 goals, so not too bad. And then the previous two seasons before that, he had 27 goals in San Jose and 27 in Toronto in the 17-18 season. So Marleau obviously still can score. 10 goals in the NHL is still a pretty decent number, considering Marleau's contract is essentially very cheap. The guy's basically on a league minimum deal, of course being bought out by the Hurricanes. But basically, the way I look at it is Pittsburgh's just trying to add any sort of depth that they can. Paying that third-round pick might be a little bit too expensive for me. I mean, obviously, I'm not a GM. I'm nowhere near that level of expertise, but I just feel like you're giving up a little bit too much for a guy that only has 20 points. And considering his age, I don't exactly think that this is a great investment for them. I'm wondering if they could have got somebody else for the same price that might be a little bit younger than him. But again, I really like Patrick Marleau. He's a great leader, a good guy, obviously, on and off the ice. You can tell there's been a million stories. It's not one of those guys that you have to kind of read up on. You just know from everything that's being said pretty much 24/7 by his teammates. So this is a good move, and it's also really cool that San Jose was able to find somebody to trade him to, so that way he can go after a Stanley Cup. So good for Patrick Marleau. I mean, it's still a good pickup for the Penguins. It's just a little bit more than I would have paid if I was a GM, and I think that's kind of what a lot of people are saying right now too. So anyways, if you're new, make sure to subscribe, and there's more videos to come. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.